Hello everyone, Mixfant Gaming here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're back here in Mech Arena and we have some stuff to go over. So hopefully I'll have a little bit of time and I'll play a match at the end of this. But there's some stuff that was announced on their Discord server today that I kind of want to go over. So without further ado, let's hop over to the Discord server and let's go through. They have a question and answer as well as an announcement about new items that may or may not be coming to the progress path. All right, so here we are back in the Discord server, and we'll first quickly go through a Q&A that they put in. Some of the stuff I read through it quickly here. I don't necessarily agree with, but that is being said, it's their game. They can do whatever they want. But some of these answers, I'm not entirely convinced that really is the reasoning. But anyways, so first and foremost, do you have plans to add more ways to get pilot marks and implant parts? Yes, they are currently working on new in-game events and mechanics in which you have the opportunities to get these. We will do our best to launch them as soon as possible. So, in other words, we really don't know what's coming on. We figured that there would be some kind of events. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with another event crate rush, where that's how you can actually get marks for spending money. You notice in the answer they didn't say anything about free to play. We all know that they seem to be going more and more towards the pay to win, pay to play aspect, which is really discouraging. I really hope they eventually wake up and decide and discover that we really need all players, free to play, casual players, as well as the big spenders, in order to really make this game a success. And right now, it is definitely, in my opinion, not a success. There's a task to get 3 implants in the daily challenges, which is something I have brought up constantly with them. But we can only get 2. Will you change it? To get the main reward, they state here, you don't need to complete all 6 tasks in the daily challenges. You can choose one that you can skip and get the main reward for the 5 completed tasks. Well, that's all well and good until you get to the point that you can't level up your pilots anymore because you need more of the pilot marks in order to upgrade them or upgrade their rank. And if you get to a situation where you can't upgrade the pilots because you're missing the marks that you actually get with the daily challenges, then you're actually losing out on the 50 bonus you get for completing the 5 challenges because you can't get the daily implants crate without spending resources or spending money. So again, this is something that really doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it's a free basic implant crate that you almost never get anything decent out of anyways. Why can't you make it like the regular steel crates where you get 3 of them in a day? It really makes no sense to me. And I've asked Plarium about this, and their basic response was, oh, well, it encourages players to go basically to spend money and try to get these crates or spend resources. I think it's something about, well, I can't remember now what it is, but it might be is it 10,000 credits or something? I'll have to look at it when I get back into the game because I'm not quite sure. But anyways, that being said, we all know you can't get it. And unfortunately, by this answer, it's just an evading answer. In other words, it doesn't sound like they have any plans whatsoever to add that 3rd implant crate. And the last question here, we need to pay for changing implants. Any plans to reconsider that? Currently, there are 2 variants to change implants, free and by paying fee, which we already know that. If you want to use the free changing, you will only, this is what I love about them, you will only lose 70%. Come on. 70% is a heck of a lot of these implant parts that we're losing. We notice that there is no proper explanation for this process in the game, and we will fix it in the next several updates. So what does that mean? How are they going to fix it? I really don't care too much about if it costs you resources to get the implant parts back or the scraps back. What I want to see is be able to just remove the implant, keep it upgraded. Maybe I want to move it to another mech. If I decide that I want to turn it in and get the scraps back, then I'm okay with getting the scraps back at a loss if I'm trying to do it for free, and I'm okay with spending 8 coins if I want to get it all back. But the fact that you actually are forced to, forced to convert your implants back into scraps if you just want to remove it, just to me doesn't make sense. So I hope that their answer to this, that their solution is that they will eventually allow us to just simply remove them free of charge and only charge us if we decide we want to convert it to scraps. But again, this is just my hope. I have no idea really what their plans are. And you'll notice they also said we'll fix in the next several updates. So I don't expect this to be fixed anytime soon. I would say maybe in a few updates from now, but honestly, we kind of need it now. You know, players are not able to experiment the way they are right now because people want to experiment with pilots. They want to be able to do hybrid builds. They want to be able to change things around. Maybe there's a specialization spree like is on right now with the Disc Launcher 12s that I want to move some stuff around or change it onto a pilot so that I get my best stuff on there. You know, and I don't. Maybe I'm the type of person where I don't necessarily run disc launchers, but I want to set up a pilot just for that specialization spree. But then I want to be able to take the stuff off and move back my hangar back to how it used to be after I'm finished that particular event or specialization spree or whatever reason I have for customizing a pilot the way I need to at that point in time. All right, so going on here, and this one here really got me going. We got a little bit of a heads up of that on the partner channel. Oh, not by much, mind you. Anyways, they say another important issue that they want to mention is about getting new content in the game. You may have noticed that we stopped adding mechs and weapons into the progress path. Well, duh, that's something we've been complaining about for a little bit while now. It's a necessary measure aiming at balancing out ways of getting content for players at different stages for development. For example, if we add a powerful mech closer to the end of the progress path, which is where it should be if you're having an endgame mech being added to the game, it won't be fair for newer players. Well, why do you need to be considering about newer players? If the mech is made to be endgame, why the heck should it even be in the thought realm of you allowing newer players to get it? This is where those event crate rushes come in place that are actually causing imbalance in the game. You're giving these newer weapons and newer mechs to people early on because they spend money, and then it completely unbalances the matchmaking of those individual divisions. Going on, it says also we can't add them in the first part of the progress path because of their power. Again, kind of what I was saying. So in other words, you're allowing players to get them by buying or getting them at events too early, and then it's causing imbalance in the actual lower divisions. So for now, we're working on improving this system, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it might be either an overhaul to the progress path, or maybe it's an overhaul to how these items are obtained by the players. We all know they're not going to go away from allowing players to buy this stuff outright. All in all, when it comes to pilots, please remember this feature has great potential and is meant to be discovering step by step as the game keeps evolving. We will be developing it together with you. Now, going back to this whole thing about mechs and weapons being at the wrong place and getting them too early, I actually, how do I put this gently? I asked our contact over in the Plarium content creators program to kind of elaborate on this, because to me this made no sense. That if a mech or weapon is meant for endgame, then why can't you just put it later on the progress path where it's meant to be? And the response I got back was, although they didn't exactly admit this, but the feeling and reading between the lines, it's not that the mechs or the weapons are the problem. It's the fact that players are putting on pilots on these too early in the stages, and they're making these mechs and of course the combination with the weapons completely overpowered and unbalanced. And unfortunately, this is something that we as the content creators, we elaborated with them. We showed them in the test server that it was extremely out of balance, that pilots were not ready for the game the way they were, and we were unfortunately completely ignored. Actually, by that point in time when we were given access to the test server, it was already in the live update. They just hadn't quite enabled it yet. I think they enabled it a couple of days after they gave us access to the test server, but it was already in the update file. So even though we tried to provide feedback, it was too late to do anything. And in the past, I've given Plarium a lot of credit for trying to really balance the mechs, the weapons, where they go in the progress path. They seem to take a lot of care into that until I would even go back to saying until they increase the power levels of all the mechs, that was probably maybe a bit of a turning point. But then right when they, of course, they put in these pilots, it just threw that all out the window. It made it feel like there was absolutely no testing in terms of balancing in this game whatsoever before pilots even came out. They probably tested to make sure the pilots and the features worked, but there was no care into the quality of the matchmaking, into the quality of the gameplay, into the quality of the balancing. And that used to be Plarium's strength. When I would compare Mech Arena with War Robots, I really tried to give these guys props for the amount of effort and detail they really seem to take into ensuring a balanced game. And ever since Pilots, especially ever since Pilots, it has gone completely out the window, and it almost feels like they've ignored balancing altogether. So this statement, I really just think is basically hogwash BS. At least it sounds like they're acknowledging there's a problem, but now what happens to those players that already gotten these higher end, mechs and weapons? What about those people who maybe didn't get it and were waiting for it to begin the progress path, who are at end game or near end game in the appropriate spot where they probably should get it? Now they're at a disadvantage that they can't get it, and it doesn't sound like they're going to get it anytime soon. We have no idea how long it's going to take them to do an overhaul on this system, whatever their plans are. From the sounds of it, I don't even know if they have an idea what they're going to do. Now, this would be okay if they're going to come back and say, well, we're also not going to release any other weapons or mechs until this is fixed. But we all know that's not going to be the case. They're going to still be releasing weapons and mechs, especially like the new Hizaro mech that they put out in a teaser a little while ago. We know that's being in development. There's probably other weapons that's coming out. It could take them 6 months to a year before they finally decide to get their act together and fix this progress path stuff. Do you think they're actually going to go ahead and not do any updates, especially on new features or mechs and weapons? I don't think so. So then those people who spend money on this game are going to be, again, just that much more advanced in terms of getting this stuff going into matches, being able to outdo players that don't have access to this stuff. And on the flip side of that too, you're going to have AIs that have this stuff, and again, real players can't get them. So anyways, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but that's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak. Not much we can do about it, and it's pretty disappointing at this stage of this game that they have to do some of these reworks because they didn't do the due diligence up front. All right, so with that being said, let's just hop back into here. I know it's a little bit of a longer video, but let's just hop back in and do a quick game. All right, so just bear with me. I'll get back into Mech Arena. All right, so we're back in here. Let's just hop into a game. I was trying to actually do the specialization spree earlier, and as you can see, I'm going to get soon down to being able to either get Disc Launcher 12 rank up, which I'm nowhere near, or get 5 Disc Launcher blueprints, which last time I tried, I opened up over 400 crates, and I got, I think, 1 of whatever it was that I was looking for. It's something I really wish they would scrap and get rid of. Some of these things are just pretty much impossible, and I know the reasoning for the blueprints item in here is they're purposely trying to encourage people to spend money on crates. Well, with that being said, let's just go in here. Let's just hop into a game. Looks like we have 2v2 already selected, so let's just do that for a change and see how it goes. So I'm kind of curious, what are your thoughts about the Q&A that they put out on their Discord channel? What are your thoughts about this whole progress path, new mech, new weapon, not actually going into there? So many players are not going to have access to this stuff until, well, it could be several months down the road. I'm not really a big fan of all this stuff, but I do think there definitely needs to be some rework in this game. I really would like them to see rework pilots. They keep saying that they're going to review it, but if they review it too much, then they're going to have people who spend money really cause a lot of problems for those, because they they're going to then say, well, we spent money, we're not getting what we spent our money on, etc., etc. Let's see if we get his shield down. Oh, that was missed. There we go, got him. I didn't look at the names, but it might just be AIs on the other team, which is fine. I just got in a match a little bit while ago, and I went up against somebody who had like a 6,100, like 6,100 power ranking, and just completely, it didn't really annihilate me, but it wasn't a fun match to say the least. All right, so we have somebody up there. All right, so try and do my best here. Throw that up. Oh, how did that miss? Oh, come on. That last shot was a bad one, but the one right before it was okay. Should have been okay. All right. Get him there now. Wow, my AI is horrible. He's going in and just getting himself completely wasted. Throw that up there again. Oh, just a sliver of health. Oh my god, what a horrible AI. Ah. Hopefully that's his last... Oh no, he has another bot. He's going to lose on me. Where is these guys? Oh, are they both back there now with like rocket javelins or something? Oh no, there's a guy right there. Come on. Yeah, as if you can do that. Okay, put this up here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I tried to get him just before the overtime started. All right, so there is another guy up there someplace. He was right here. I have no idea where he went. Throw that up there. He was on this side. Yep, he's right there. All right, so we got 6-4 lead. That should be good enough. 3, 2, 1. I think next round I'm going to have to hop into my Zephyr just to try to get to these guys before my AI gets himself killed again. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Try to coax him around the corner. Suppress him. Let's get rid of that Ares. Nice. Alright, so go on over here. The other guy should be around here on this side someplace. And I don't know where he is. It means I might actually get myself killed. There he is up there. And there's the other one. Okay. Okay, so he's got long arms up there. Alright. Okay. Oh, it's a cheetah. I probably didn't need to do that at that point in time, but I'm just used to it. What is that guy? I thought he had long arms, but he's sitting back there, and usually if the AI sit back there, it's because they have javelins. Okay, so Zephyr him. Alright, okay, so I think he just destroyed that guy over there. Wow, my AI actually got a kill. Holy crap. Surprise, surprise. Oh, we got a second kill. Holy. Okay, well that's doing a little bit better now. Alright, so there's another guy here. Oh, get around the corner. Let's get that Zephyr. And wow, the AIs only had 3 mechs apiece. This is something else I've mentioned to them. AIs in Division 1 should have full hangers, period. Flat out. There should be no variation at all. Definitely not 3 mech hangers. Like, come on. Alright, anyways, so we didn't get any live players there, but unless Everlasting was a live player and then disconnected themselves. Oh, let's check that. Oh, we did have a live player. And yeah, and this is another one of those things where it's a complete mismatch altogether. 22 hanger power. And my power, I'm at over 4,000. So that's an 1,800 power difference. Again, it just shows bad matchmaking. For some reason, I really thought it was just 2 AIs. But, you know, whoever it was decided either to just drop out or maybe got disconnected. I don't blame them if they actually decided to drop out. It definitely was not a fair matchup whatsoever. Anyways, this has gotten way too long, so I'm going to cut it here. But please do let me know your thoughts on this whole Discord Q&A and the announcement about this progress path. I'm really curious to see your thoughts on it. I'm fine if you have different opinions than me. Please put them in. I really do want to hear from all sides if you think things are good or bad, and it will just take it from there. Hopefully, we'll get more details in relatively short order on some of this stuff. I really hope that Plarium doesn't keep it really close and tight to the chest. I hope that they do start becoming a little bit more transparent, because that really is what we need right now. All this secrecy and doing these surprise changes, and especially things like when they added the Panther and the kill shot, they increased the cost of the A coins to get them to 1,500. That was a complete surprise. They didn't warn anybody about that. I really hope that they decide to take a step back and try to be a little bit more transparent and respect the community, because the community deserves the respect. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Until next time, cause some mayhem in the field for me.